Hello, my name is Stacey Brook and I'm the founder and chief advisor at College Essay Advisors. And today I'm going to talk to you about how to write diversity essays when you're not what people deem to be classically diverse. The diversity-focused supplemental essay has been gaining traction on the applications for many schools for years. These prompts allow admissions to get a sense of a student's culture, values, and background. They often provide meaningful context for a student's resume, transcript, and recommendations. And as of the 2023 Supreme Court decision regarding affirmative action, they serve as a crucial opportunity for students of color to contextualize their experiences as minorities. With the aforementioned Supreme Court ruling came an absolute avalanche of diversity essays this year. Schools that haven't changed their supplemental essay prompts in a decade even added opportunities for students to discuss this subject. And we here at CEA were stoked about that. We celebrate the opportunity for people to talk about the meaning and value behind their background, their race, their gender, anything that they feel is crucial to understanding them as a human. We have also found that these prompts can be flummoxing, especially for students who don't feel like they have an obvious diversity story to tell. So what do you do with a diversity prompt when you don't feel like a diverse candidate? First of all, and I think most importantly, you need to consider why these kinds of prompts and questions are important in the application process. Colleges are aiming to enroll a class that has a wide variety of backgrounds, values, belief systems. The inclusion of these questions is an active attempt to level the playing field, especially for students who come from backgrounds that have been historically devalued. And of course, this is especially relevant now that affirmative action is no longer in play. So even if these diversity prompts feel frustrating at first, even if they feel like they were meant to elevate someone else's voice, not your voice, try to understand why these exist, and really internalize that. The truth is that diverse classes benefit all of the students involved. Being able to engage in debates with people who have different opinions, who have different perspectives, that is all a crucial part of the college experience and leads to elevated educational experiences and also just a more fruitful society. So instead of being frustrated by this question, think about how a diverse class is going to benefit you and every student that attends the institution of your dreams. Also, think about how many challenges that are more daunting than a 250-word diversity essay minoritized students have had to face in their lives. Okay, so now that we understand why these questions exist, let's talk about how to approach them. I think when people first see a prompt that has the word diversity in it, their mind automatically goes to some fairly obvious places: race, gender, cultural background. And if that's not an area in which you feel you're bringing diversity to a campus, you can feel stumped. But admissions is not trying to stump you. They are well aware that there are people who do not come from what is perceived to be more traditionally diverse backgrounds, many of them applying to their schools. And as a result, a lot of these prompts are written with a more open window for interpretation. So read the prompts carefully. Oftentimes, there are a wide variety of options in terms of things you can focus on and things that can be perceived as or interpreted as diversity. Let's take, for example, the UVA diversity question from this year. What about your individual background, perspective, or experience will serve as a source of strength for you or those around you at UVA? Feel free to write about any past experience or part of your background that has shaped your perspective and will be a source of strength, including but not limited to those related to your community, upbringing, educational environment, race, gender, or other aspects of your background that are important to you. And you get 250 words to answer this one. So that's a big prompt. It feels like there's a lot in there to unpack. I often suggest students go through these prompts carefully, even using a highlighter or underlining what are the options that you have here to work with. So here, a student can choose to write about background, perspective, or experience. Those are kind of the keywords UVA is giving you to help you launch into some ideas. And the background, perspective, or experience you choose can be related to these other keywords, any of the following. Hi, New York. Community, upbringing, educational environment, race, gender, or other aspects of your background. Doesn't really get more open-ended than that. Finally, the prompt indicates they want you to showcase how whatever it is you choose to discuss indicates that this perspective or experience has served, and will serve as a source of strength for you. So those are all the things you're going to try to keep in mind as you brainstorm for this. Given all of those options, here are some things students might write about that don't hinge on race, gender, or something that students more typically classify as diversity, though those can certainly be elements of this essay in any case, if applicable. For example, a student can talk about how they grew up with a single mom and had to mature at an early age under the supervision of a female role model. This has generated perhaps independence, resourcefulness, and the ability to support others. That's perspective based on your upbringing that ultimately leads to a source of strength, or you providing strength for other people. And it totally answers the question. Maybe a student works as a hostess at a restaurant, which introduces her to a wide variety of both patrons and coworkers. This, in all likelihood, has improved her communication skills and embedded the value of hard work and a sense of collaboration, experience, plus background, equaling a source of strength, something of value that you can bring to any community, but certainly a college community. Maybe connecting with an online community of Magic the Gatherer players allows a student to come out of their shell. Maybe it allows them to embrace their authentic interests and build an in-person community. Perhaps that leads to the development of more interpersonal skills and even leadership skills. Community plus perspective equals strength. My last tip is don't exaggerate and avoid saviorism. As with pretty much every college admissions essay, the key to success is authenticity. And I hope I don't have to tell you to be honest, but I will just say it. Don't lie about your background. It's not going to help you, and it's wrong. Also, if admissions finds out you're not really 15% Native American, there will be consequences, and quite rightfully so. Also, don't force it. Don't try to make meaning where there is none. Your dad might be Irish, but if that isn't a meaningful part of your life and background, it might not be fodder for a resonant essay. Finally, be extremely careful about how you frame your experiences with other cultures, especially if you are coming from a place of privilege. Humility is so powerful when writing about interaction with the culture of others. And the ability to listen, reflect, apply what you've learned is commendable. If you're presenting yourself as an ally, be a true ally. Recognize the ways in which privilege has protected you and acknowledge that as much as you've learned, there's always more to know. Remember that you have something of value to contribute to a campus community. So do your due diligence in reflecting on the communities you belong to, your identity, and your background, and don't be overwhelmed by this question. We know you will find a story to tell.